All right, Marcellus, I'll start with you. Did Dak prove anything last night?
That last statement made my stomach hurt. What the hell you gonna say? You paying Teddy what?
25 over Dak 35, but go ahead.
We're going to talk about Teddy later because if I'm Teddy, I'm tapping out right now, but that's for another conversation. You want to know what Dak was dealing with? You want to know the true value of him to this franchise? Flip that coin over and just think about if Dak didn't play well last night. How we would come up here with a different conversation, how the weight would feel different for him in this franchise.
36-10 if he had played poorly?
If he had played poorly, right. If he had played poorly, if Dak Prescott didn't answer the bell once again against the Philadelphia Eagles, which is the only team that's had success, Super Bowl success in this division, and he owns that team. So you have to look at it through that perspective. Dak Prescott, his leadership, what he means to this team, and how he doesn't hide in dark moments. He doesn't look for cover when things go wrong for this team. He becomes more inspiring. You can even see it throughout the game. Him talking to his offense, talking to his offensive line. You heard it throughout the week. We need to practice harder. We need to all collectively get into the mindset before Sunday night. So all those things are attributes, a lot of intangibles that are difficult to measure, but they always show up for a winning quarterback named Dak Prescott.
And Dak he proved last night that he's a winner. I mean, you get guys that come into this league and play the quarterback position. They may play for a year or two, and they might not win as many games as Dak. Dak has won games his first year. Second year was a little, off. Third year, playoffs. And then this year, he's 4-3. I think that's good enough for them to pay him. I think he's proven everything. I said it 2 weeks ago. Pay this man his money. And let him.
Let me ask you this, though, Mike. Did you have doubts before last night's game that he was a winner?
No.
So
no.
What did he prove last night?
I never doubted that. Listen. What I never doubted that he couldn't win the football game. I mean, he went out and proved to me as a former quarterback, that he can win games. I've seen too many quarterbacks come and go in this league that can't win a game, and he's winning games. So, to his credit, he should get paid whatever they decide to pay him, whether it's $28 million, $30 million. I agree he shouldn't break the bank because I think he needs players around him. I think he's much better with players around him. He got Cobb back yesterday and got Cooper back, and that meant a lot. So this is a guy who needs help, but yes, he can be consistent.
Yeah, but Dak is Dak. We know what we're going to get from Dak.
Yeah.
He's not going to lose you games, but he's probably not going to go win the game for you, too. And I think in this day and age, with the quarterback position, with the market the way it is, Jay, I mean, you have to pay him. He's going to get $35 million plus because that is the price. Well, here's what I give you.
Brady.
Let me try for an analogy.
We're talking about Dak Prescott, and a third-year quarterback, not Tom Brady, 15-year quarterback.
But if you live in California, yesterday on the show, somebody from Louisiana, I think it was, won Terry Bradshaw's $250,000, and I was like, "Hey Terry," because he's from there. What can you buy for $250,000? What kind of house can you get? And he's like, "Oh, you'd get 18 acres and yada 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 for $250,000." Yeah, what would you get in California? And the reason I'm bringing this up is because it's the market. I don't care. This is the market. The quarterback position in the NFL, for better or for worse, is the next man up. He is going to get his $35 million or more. And you're going to get from Dak. You better surround him with players if you want to be successful, Jerry, because we've seen him when he doesn't have it. He's not as good. He's not bad, but he's not as good. And if you just go with it, you have to roll with it.
Got to roll with it.
The market can change. I mean, y'all all old enough. You remember 2008, 2007, the housing market and everything.
Yeah, I'm from LA. You know I know.
And then the market changed and flipped, and there was a bust. And so the market on quarterbacks can change. And I'm telling you, if you look around the league, you're better off with a complete team than overpaying golf.
I agree with that.
Overpaying wins.
I agree with that.
I disagree with that.
So why can't Dallas be like, you know what? We're going to do the smart thing. We're not going to do what Philadelphia did with Wentz, what the Rams did with golf.
Right.
Dak is the guy, $25 to $28 million, and build around him.
I disagree with those sentiments. One, Philadelphia paid Carson Wentz, and they came into the season with the most talented roster in NFL.
According to
a gang of people out there who look wrong right now. But they have talent. So let's not act like once you pay your quarterback, there's nothing left. And we know the cap is going up every year. Let me tell you what has gone wrong for a few teams, like maybe Philadelphia. They invested in the wrong individual, the wrong attributes, the wrong characteristics, because they got caught up in the tangibles. Here's why you have to invest in Dak Prescott, most importantly, because of his leadership attributes. Think about his road to success. He came in day one replacing a franchise quarterback. Whoa. That sounds easy and it sounds convenient in a sentence. That is hella difficult to do. Then, when he hits another rough patch, and he's a 3-5 team last year, they go out and get Amari Cooper, and all of a sudden they're a 10-6 team. And Dak plays well enough in the playoffs against the Rams where they should have advanced. He was let down by the running game and the defense. That said, now he's 3-3. Here comes the surging Philadelphia Eagles team. Once again, that resolve, those leadership attributes. You know why I know you invest in this guy? Because he has the second most wins since he's been a quarterback to who? Tom Brady, who's another guy who you can't invest in his tangibles, but then you realize he's going to have the resolve to replace a franchise quarterback in Drew Bledsoe and to go out there in any rough patch will always respond. That's why you pay Dak. But keep paying the guys with the big arms and see how that gets.
Well, my pushback, and Tony's been saying it for a couple of years now, Brady's the one guy that takes less money to have more around him.
Not at first. Yeah. Brady was the highest paid quarterback. Everyone forgets that part. And then he married somebody who's got more money than all the NFL players.
Well,
so it's like,
I've always said quarterbacks, if I was a quarterback, that first bite, I got to go get it. And I got to eat the apple as much as I can get. And then after that, if I'm Aaron Rodgers or a guy who's Matt Ryan or somebody at the end of, towards that, after that 8th, 9th year, and I'm still playing, well, then you take less.
But Aaron's not taking less at the end.
I know, but he's not.
But Brady is.
But if I was him, I would, just so I can go win some Super Bowls. Now, if I'm Dak Prescott, at this point, I got to go get it. I'm going to get as much as I can, and he's going to get it.
Said, Jason,
he's going to get it.
I just think that you can't break the bank with Dak, though. I'll be realistic about that. You can't break the bank with him. He needs players around. That's the most important.
Have two contracts for $100 million. You were worthy. But you gonna say now somebody can't get the bank, bro?
Yeah, but
he had assets.
If I had to go back and do it all over again, I would have gave some of that money back and said, get me a receiver. I had a running back. Get a couple guys on the defensive line that's going to help this team win games.
But
not
I'm
all
defend
on me.
Mike
That's a lot of pressure, too.
Okay.
Things have changed so much from when they were playing.
Yeah, there's more money. You're right.
Yes. And so, again, if Dak takes 25, he's not hurting remotely. This isn't a guy 20 years ago that was making $5 million. 25, 28 million a year.
You ever sell your house for less than you should? I haven't either.
I got one house.
Now? And you got another?
Yeah, I got
that stash house.
More. But anyway, I'm just, for Dak, man, there's a longer play to be had here in terms of being a winner with the Cowboys, all the money off the field. It's everybody can, to some degree, afford to make the decision that Brady made.
Who's going to pay him this? Jerry Jones. I was there in Dallas, and I can tell you exactly how this is playing out in Jerry's mind. He has the stark contrast of Tony Romo, a franchise quarterback who was great, who was a baller, one of the highest completion percentages and quarterback ratings of all time. Tony Romo did his thing. And then Jerry is sitting there saying, but what was the one issue that I struggled with Romo? And everyone saw it. It was leadership. You know why? Because Tony was an undrafted free agent when I was there, 4th string on the roster, probably was going to get cut before injuries, and then had to go from being the guy who got the donuts and chicken to being the franchise quarterback. And the one thing he couldn't do immediately was delegate responsibility or dictate terms. So Romo's playing great, but he couldn't rally the troops. And that's what was their failure. Now he has someone who can rally the troops. You think he's not going to invest in that to get maximum results?
Oh, he can make that mistake, and he probably is, based on the market. I'd just try to change the market quickly. Did the Cowboys prove anything to you last night? Do they look like they may be back on a Super Bowl path?
Absolutely, and it's based on the fact that they're in the NFC. Let's just be realistic. Everyone in the NFC looks beatable at the top. I don't care who doesn't look
NFC East?
NFC, yeah. Who doesn't look beatable?
The whole NFC?
Yeah, whole NFC. Don't say
Saints.
Saints. They already got beat. Or you can say that game was a weird one because
they get into the season, man. They got to hit the legs.
And there's a team that's undefeated in the NFC that is still beatable, and the San Francisco 49ers.
Everybody's beatable, but I mean, they look pretty good.
Green Bay looks good.
There's a tier one of teams, and there's probably 5 of them. We were just saying the Seahawks. Oh, now maybe not the Seahawks. We weren't saying the Packers. Oh, maybe now the Packers.
Seahawks loss was a fluke, but go ahead.
There are at least 6 teams that are tier 1, and Dallas is one of those teams as well. So, yeah, to me, that's all I'm saying. Dallas is in there in that conversation to be here.
Dallas defense came to play yesterday, and that was good to see. It just got to be complimentary on both sides. The offense has to do their part. Defense does their part. That's evident, but they really showed up. On the defense side of the ball.
They changed my mind. Yes, if they can have that team, they can go out there and do some damage for sure. For sure. But they got the tackles was back, the offensive linemen were back.
Randall Cobb.
You got Cobb back, you got Cooper healthy, you got the running back now, you got the running game going. Yeah, this could be a really good football team if they stay healthy. I still would take the Saints, and I still would take San Francisco. I think they're the 4th or 5th best team in the NFL right now. In the NFL.
But are they on different levels?
Yes. Did you? Yeah. And my memory's a little shaky, but and I'm not joking when I say this. But that Saints beat them without Drew Brees, right? Yeah. That was week 2 or something like that. Yeah. That was without Drew Brees. Beat them up physically the whole 9. Teddy Bridgewater's, I think, first start. The Saints are the class of the NFC, if not the class of football. Teams I like better than Dallas in the NFC, the Vikings, the San Francisco, Seattle. Hell, I like the Rams better than Dallas.
Packers.
Can the Cowboys beat
Carolina?
Can the Cowboys beat those teams? That's my
any given Sunday.
But
consistently. But I wouldn't.
That 3-game skid threw me off. That 3-game skid when they lost them last 3 games, it really threw me off in terms of Dallas after the start.
Yeah. Any of those other teams, did they lose 3 straight? Any of these other teams we talking about at the top of the NFC? Hell no.
No, but it's still about consistency and playing in a consistent manner. So let's talk about the Seahawks. Oh, see, that's your face. Okay, let's talk about which team.
Lamar pulled some magic out of a hat. Hey, great.
The Rams lost 3 straight, and now we're saying the Rams are back. My point is like there's just a tier 1. We got to respect it. It's not the same in the AFC right now. There's short list of teams that could beat each other at the top.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.